The use of force alone is but temporary. It may subdue for the moment, but it does not remove the necessity of subduing again. And a nation is not governed which is perpetually to be conquered.
A country negotiating its newfound freedom sends 5 of its best and brightest to Paris, France, to negotiate the terms of their new government. Henry Lawrence, Thomas Jefferson, John Jay, John Adams, and Ben Franklin. Sadly, only 3 made it to the negotiations, because Henry Lawrence was locked in the London Tower until the end of the war, and Thomas Jefferson was late.
I'm late for a very important date.
John Adams, Ben Franklin, and John Jay, representing America, and Richard Oswald, representing Britain, discussed the terms of the Treaty of Paris.
We will be recognized as a separate country from Britain. We will have rights to fish in the Great Banks.
We will remove our military from forts on American territory. America's new government was built on the Articles of Confederation, which stated there would be no chief executive and paying taxes would be voluntary. The country was on the verge of defaulting on loans. Merchants were being attacked by pirates, and there was no military or funds to protect them. The very core of the country was falling apart. Can America pick up the pieces and create a successful democracy, or will this fledgling of a country fall apart? As America was in obvious turmoil, delegates representing each state except Rhode Island gathered in Philadelphia in May of 1787 to revise the Articles of Confederation. Madison, committed to national reforms, showed a clear plan, the Virginia Plan, for a new national government, a new constitution.
I propose the Virginia Plan with a bicameral Congress, a national judiciary, and a council of revisions to review the constitutionality of federal laws.
States, we believe in equal representation of each state, not proportional so the larger states maintain all control, and we disagree with your Virginia Plan. Heated debates would continue, tempers would flare, and it would seem that the conference was in a deadlock, unable to appease everybody involved. On July 12th, it was decided that representatives of the House of Representatives would be chosen based on total white population and 3/5 of the black population of each state.
On July 16th, it was determined that each state will have equal representation in the Senate, each member chosen by the state legislature.
To bring wisdom and stability to the new government, the delegates decided to create an electoral college of wise, experienced leaders to choose the president.
The final agreement was a concession to the insistent southern states that the slavery trade would not formally end for another 20 years.
In 1788, the Constitution was ratified after the majority of states voted in favor of it.
George Washington was inaugurated in 1789.
Go ahead. I just want to go back to my farm in Virginia. Fine, but I want Thomas Jefferson as my Secretary of State, Hamilton as my Secretary of Treasury, Knox as my Secretary of War, and Randolph as my Attorney General.
All right, as Congress, we can allow that to happen because it is necessary and proper, and the Elastic Clause allows us to do so. Though warned of the negative effects of factions, the new government divided into 2 sections. One section led by Jefferson, an anti-federalist and later Democratic Republican. The other party was led by Washington, Adams, and Hamilton, the Federalist Party. Hamilton and the Federalist Party believed the government needed to be able to borrow money to pay off debts and enforce high tariffs so that the young manufacturing industry could flourish. I believe in a strict interpretation of the Constitution, and I don't like your plan.
Let me put this into action, and we will move the capital further south.
Okay.
Sounds good!
With the French Revolution, more questions rose on what actions the United States should take, because they were allies of the French.
A committed Federalist, I want a vigorous national government, and I'm appalled by the French Revolution.
I view the French Revolution as a logical extension of America's struggle for freedom.
Luckily, the Federalist Party's opinion won, because the French Revolution turned out to result in over 40,000 deaths. After the War of 1812, during Madison's presidency, the two-party system went away, and following it was the era of good feelings.
After the election of 1800, the Democratic Republicans gained control of the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency. However, the election was in November and the inauguration didn't take place until April. In the meantime,
I am going to appoint all my Federalist friends as judges now so we don't lose all power. These judges will be known as Midnight Judges.
I am the new Secretary of State under Jefferson. Haha, Marbury. Looks like you're not going to be a judge.
Let's take this to court!
No, the Judiciary Act is unconstitutional. The judiciary branch cannot issue a writ of mandamus. This would be wrong. It would hurt the system of checks and balances, and we would be the most powerful branch.
So Marbury is entitled, but we can't make the president give it to him?
Wait, no, I guess this means I don't get my job. States can tax the federal government, and Congress can create the Bank of the U.S., even though it isn't explicitly stated in the Constitution. This is allowed due to the Elastic Clause, which is in Article 1, Section 8, towards the end of it, which allows Congress to pass all laws that are deemed necessary and proper.
The white man is encroaching on our land for gold. Georgia won't even protect us. I will protect the Cherokee by moving them to Oklahoma via the Trail of Tears under the Indian Removal Act of 1830. Even though so many of them will die, they can have that land as long as the river grows and the grass grows, or until we want it. Of course, then you will have to go to Wyoming.
If the state government doesn't protect the rights of the Cherokee, then the federal government must. Assimilate it into white culture, and we will take this into Supreme Court.
It is of the power of the court to issue a writ of mandamus and make the president take action. Does Marbury get his job? Can we make Jefferson give him his job?
What's up?
I was chosen as a judge, but never received my commission.
In combat during the Revolution and had little education, but ended up being a great Supreme Court justice.
We want the states to have limited rights to have a controlled government.
I believe that nullification would be very beneficial to the United States of America because the people would feel that they would have more say in their government.
Well, how would we get the states more rights while still having a central government?
Well, if we allow the states nullification, then they will know what is constitutional and unconstitutional. So they will know the government is being truthful since they are deciding which laws are constitutional or not. It will show the people they have a say in the government.
Oh, what am I supposed to do? The states are not paying for their tariffs, and most of the states are not following the Sedation Act. When the states do not pay their tariffs, trading cannot proceed because there is no money to pay for ships and crew. Also, there would not be enough money to import products from other countries, so they do not want to buy our goods. So no one can make any money in the first place. What am I supposed to do?